So now it is that your girl's recording. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this next reactions, shall we? Now, Blackie Speaks. I'm doing a lot of reactions of yours as of recently, but shout outs to you. Kanye exposes his wife and Kendrick makes Grammy history. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I'll save my comments for when it is that we are reacting through the video then, all right? So let's go ahead, let's start this up.
Now, Kanye West is a very weird guy. I want to talk about a few Grammy-related stories that are going viral right now. One of them involving Kanye West and his wife, Bianca Censori. I'm sure you might have heard or seen something about this. She was completely, and I mean completely, naked at the Grammys. Also want to speak about Kendrick making history and a bonus one, the babyface getting disrespected story. Timestamps are present for anyone who doesn't want to hear me talk about all of these topics. Now let's start with Kanye West, who's made headlines the past day after he essentially had his wife naked at the Grammys. This story is crazy because I thought Kanye was a God-fearing man who found Christ and doesn't want his daughter being on TikTok because there's a bunch of explicit content. I guess it was all smoke and mirrors, right? So yes.
Actually, not even just that. There was a video keeping up with the Kardashians. I know some people really don't like watching that show, but there was one point in time that with Kim Kardashian, he was just like, "Hey, listen, you're my wife, and I don't want you to be out here dressing so provocatively to the public like this." And it is crazy to see it is that now with Bianca, it is that he's doing this. You know? You know, I'm gonna find the video. I'm gonna find where it is that he taught, like, he was getting on Kim and was just like, "Listen, you're my wife. Like, you shouldn't be dressing like this." Da, 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 da. And Kim was just like, "You prop me up to dress a certain type of way. Now you got a problem with what it is that I got going on. Now you got this wife that's damn near with ass and titties out at the Grammys and y'all wasn't even invited to it." Like, come on, bro. She, like, I don't. And what killed me the most about with Bianca is the fact that she was pulling the dress down as if, like, pulling the dress, the fabric down was gonna do something. Ma'am, we see every crevice of your body at this point. Come on now. You walking around with just coochie out in the wind and everything like that, discharge probably getting onto both of your legs as it is you walk. Like, come on. Let's be real here. I said this before and I'm gonna say this again. I wholeheartedly feel like it is that this girl may or may not be going through some type of trafficking with Kanye. I don't want to say it is that it's true. I don't think it is. I want to believe it is that it's not, but I think that she is. Because at this rate, this girl's always naked. She is always naked at this point. There's got to be something going on. There's got to be, because there's no way it is you're this comfortable doing that.
Yesterday, while walking the red carpet at the Grammys, Kanye West's girlfriend, or his wife actually, Bianca, had this fur coat on as the paparazzi were taking photos of them. And then a few seconds later, she turns her back to the cameras and then drops the fur coat all the way down. Kind of looks like Kanye is low-key directing her without saying too much. This was probably something that he told her to do before they arrived to the Grammys. A few seconds later, he steps away and then they bombard her with photos again. Now, she literally has nothing on, right? And whatever the hell she does have on, by the way, she does have something on, but whatever it is, obviously it's not doing a good job at covering her up. Now, this is crazy because the Grammys is obviously a very big stage, okay? This is a very big deal. And here we have one of the biggest rappers out here, Kanye West, who literally has his wife stripped completely naked.
Oh, yeah,
so the story has been going
too.
viral for the last day. And here's the thing, this is not uncommon for Kanye West. I'm sure you guys know that, you know, he has this weird obsession with sexualizing his wife. I generally don't know what's wrong with Kanye, but then again, it's Kanye West, right? This is the same guy who was saying all that stuff about his daughter being on TikTok, which was a fair point, but you can kind of tell whatever he said was a load of crap.
Just got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with this TikTok thing. I said it's never again. I am her father. I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, to be used by Disney.
And I'm actually happy that there is such a strong response to this, because what the hell, bro? I know that Kanye is a controversial guy and he thrives off of this type of attention, but it's like all of his actions literally don't make any sense whatsoever. He's probably the biggest contradiction walking in hip hop.
Wait, what did that say? So Kanye West is a narcissist, abusive piece of shit, hiding behind mental illness. He stripped his wife of all clothes and self-respect. She's nothing but a puppet. Meanwhile, he's of course always clothed. This isn't art, it's abuse. At what point is enough is enough? You know, this is why I was saying this earlier, that I hope that it's not something with trafficking, because then that would be even more of an issue. Like, Kanye is always fully clothed. Like, I can understand it is if like they was both just out here just being I think is exhibitist is the word, where it is they just both nude. But at this rate, it's just her. She's always the person it is that's being with no clothes, and I'm just not understanding why. Like, I mean, there was even one point to where it is she was out and about with no shoes. So I'm just really just confused. Like, I genuinely feel like this is just not a healthy relationship, if you will. But I don't understand how Kanye could sit there and make the points of like, oh, I don't want my daughter being on TikTok doing this, and this, but then you have a wife that is not clothed. Like, you're exploiting this woman. Now I'm curious. It's just like, do you do this in front of your 4 kids? Because eventually it is like kids be on social media. You know, the younger generations is being vastly on social media more than us, right? This is what they're gonna have to see. Only imagine it is like, you know, Northwest, St. Palms, Chicago. They look at social media and see their dad with his wife, and she's butt ass naked like this. Like, that's a problem for me. How do you as a father explain this to your children? I'm just like, oh well, what is this? Like, you like, well, you have a problem with us being on TikTok, but you're completely sexualizing your woman? Like, that makes no sense.
But it's like all of his actions literally don't make any sense whatsoever.
They're
He's probably the
17
biggest
years
contradiction
apart. They're 17 years apart. Oh my God.
Walking in hip hop right now, just being completely honest. Now, after this happened, there were reports going around about the fact that they apparently got kicked out of the Grammys because they showed up to the Grammys uninvited. Now, that turned out to be false, and the rumor was allegedly started by Don Lemon, and I'm sure some of y'all might know who that is. He's a journalist and former news anchor at CNN who got fired in 2023 after he made some sexist comments about presidential candidate Nikki Haley. Now, Kanye called Don Lemon a coon on Instagram for starting this supposed fake rumor. Now, the stuff Ye is doing with his wife, it's pretty common. You can tell that Kanye only values this woman for one thing and one thing only, and that's her body and her sex appeal. He's an older dude with a bunch of money and status, so I'm sure she's not complaining and she's definitely enjoying the ride. Back in 2023, while they were out in Italy, they ended up getting banned from a Venice boat rental company because Kanye decided to expose his butt crack after Bianca was on her knees, giving him that guac guac 4000. Now, this shit was in public, guys, okay? It was in Italy. All the constant efforts from Kanye to keep sexualizing this woman to the public is just straight up weird. I think he's just using this as an opportunity to stay in the headlines because we all know that sex sells. But it's like, why you gotta keep doing this and pretend like you're some God-fearing man? This is just straight up weird. And they should have gotten kicked out of the Grammys for that, by the way. Completely unacceptable to be exposing your...
I mean, it's public indecency. This woman could have got charged, bro, and put on a whole registry. Let's put it in this aspect. Like, a freaky ass couple can be sitting there getting they spicy time on in a car and get caught by the police, and then they get charged with public indecency and they put on a registry and whatnot. But then Kanye's wife comes to the damn Grammys with some, I don't know what type of fabric this is. I'm gonna say it is a stockings at this point. It's stocking material dress, completely just ass and titties out. Like, I don't understand it. She should also be on that registry at this point. It's like, come on, there's kids it is that go to these events and stuff like that. What you doing? Come on. I don't understand that.
Yourself like this, because if a man had done this, you would probably go into jail the same second, okay? And he should. I mean, public indecency is a crime. And then we got these celebrities doing crazy stuff like this, but, you know, ain't nothing happening to them. The level of hypersexualization in media today is overwhelming. It's everywhere. Music, movies, social media. It's pushed so aggressively that it feels like, you know, it's less about expression and more kind of an agenda. And that's exactly what it is. And it's funny how Kanye is always the one talking about agendas being up against him, but he's literally the machine, which is very ironic. Kanye is literally one of the biggest opportunists out there. He's a walking contradiction. It's just crazy. But anyway, let's move on to the next story, which is Kendrick making history at the Grammys. Now, Kendrick literally just made history at the Grammys. Not Like Us ended up winning 5 different awards, which is insane.
First and foremost, all praise to the Most High.
Oh, yeah?
We woke up this morning.
Kendrick won Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video,
yeah,
Best Rap Song, and Best
Trickster.
Rap Performance. I mean, he literally mopped the floor with Not Like Us. And honestly, it's crazy to see that this record still has so much momentum. I mean, the fact that the Super Bowl is right around the corner after all these awards, I think this might actually be the longest running hit record at this point. Or it might be one of the hit records that's going to have the longest run. Because usually hit songs have their most intense period between 4 to 6, that 4 to 6 month mark. And then after that, it's slowly fading away until a year later, you kind of forget about the impact of that record. Not Like Us, however, might be going strong for a year straight. Let's keep in mind that he still hasn't went on tour, and that's for sure going to keep the record alive for another few months. And obviously, we all know that this is, a diss record against Drake, right? And I think that's the crazy part here. Feels like the entire world is, coming together to support all this Drake hate. And you know what the interesting part about these awards is? And this is just the real side of things. At the end of the day, if Drake had came out on top, these institutions would be doing the same thing for him. It's very easy to be in support of Kendrick Lamar right now because, he's winning like crazy. I'm happy to see Kendrick winning, though. I mean, the Drake shit aside, I'm literally not invested in that particular issue that these men have. Okay, I literally don't care about that beef right now. It's just dope to see that real hip-hop is getting so much praise on such a large scale, because a lot of people need to keep in mind that Kendrick is one of the real rappers. He's literally contributed so much to the lyrical side of hip-hop, and someone of his caliber getting this much praise isn't all that common. Yes, there's a lot of bullshit circling around hip-hop, but these are the cool moments that I personally live for, because I've been following Kendrick ever since he came out, and it's truly insane to see how much praise he's getting right now. I'm excited to see how things continue playing out for him, and I'm also wondering, how does Drake feel right now? And I also want to cover, the bonus story that I was talking about, which is this Babyface story that went viral. Now, Babyface is a legend in music. He's one of the most iconic names in R&B history, and he was at the Grammys just like all these other celebrities, right? Now, Babyface was doing this interview at the red carpet with a news outlet called AP, and essentially what happened is during his conversation, like mid-interview, the interviewer decided to cut it short, like on some disrespectful shit, and walk away from him because she's seen another artist, Chappelle Roan, really successful pop star in music right now, walk by. So check out the clip right here.
Yes, I think it's interesting.
Chapel.
You guys want to do that? Go through that.
Hello, how's it going, Chapel?
Damn.
Yes.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, like y'all. And the fact that I'm about to get my degree in journalism, and to see it is like, this is a no. You cannot do that in any facet. If you are there to go ahead and to interview somebody and you interrupt them to cut it short because you see another artist it is that you want to interview, that's rude. That's journalism 101. It is like, bro, people don't have degrees for this shit clearly anymore, and they clearly do not have the media training for it neither. You can't cut that short. And a lot of people are probably going to be like, well, who listens to Babyface? This Babyface is probably the reason why it is that your favorite R&B artist or group was even a thing. Like stop playing on Babyface. Stop playing on Babyface. And if you don't know who he is, then you need to go do your research on him. And the amount of groups it is that he's also was like that brought up into the charts as well. Like stop playing. Oh, besides like all the like little bankruptcy stuff, it was stuff like that, that with other groups. That, we ain't worried about that.
How are you? Oh my gosh.
Now, this shit was so unprofessional. It's crazy. I mean,
it is very
what's even crazier is that she did this to a legend. I mean, Babyface, again, is a legend in music. He's been in the industry for decades on top of decades, wrote and produced some extremely big records. He's very well respected. And, to see this reporter kind of just like using him as a placeholder in the moment. And then as soon as she's seen whoever she really wanted to interview just walk by, she cut it short. It's so unprofessional. And you just don't treat icons like Babyface like this. I mean, so distasteful. The backlash has been very intense, and I'm happy to see that. I mean, how dare you do this on Black History Month, okay? I don't want to make it a race thing, but come on, guys, it's Black History Month. Now, the reports
Right.
are saying that she apparently got fired, but there's no ways, no way to confirm that. And I'm not sure if she will get fired. Honestly, the people who hired her probably told her or taught her to move in this manner, so to speak. Because, hey, as an interviewer at these types of events, you got to be quick with it. You got to learn how to move around and work the situation. She seen Babyface, and then she was like, hey, let me speak to Babyface. And then as soon as whoever she's really looking for comes into the equation, she's like, peace, I'm out, deuces. Again, very unprofessional. And I think Babyface deserves better, honestly. What I do like
Honestly,
is how classy Babyface was. He didn't take offense or say anything rude. He was like, go and get yours. And then, she exited the situation. Overall, I don't think this is a huge deal. But then again, it's like,
I do commend Babyface for taking the mature approach because, again, like, somebody that's like me, you know what I mean? And especially if I'm on board with that team and we're all there collectively and we're interviewing, different legends, artists, musicians, celebrities, all that, and I seen that happen. Oh nah, that would have been a conversation. I would have had I would have to tap you on your shoulder, just like, hey, listen, let me holler at you. Let me holler at you with these cameras off real quick, and be like, listen, girl, you're stupid. Why would you do that? That's unprofessional as hell, bro. Don't do that. And it's not even just the fact that it was just with Babyface, because that's the icing on the cake. Because if you were gonna do this to Babyface, you'll do this to anybody else. That's how you gotta treat it as, in this type of setting. You will do this in any facet or any way, any manner, if it's not just Babyface. And then I gotta add to the fact that it's Babyface, a legend, an icon that's been doing this thing for decades. That you're just gonna go ahead and just shit on him in his face like that. It's like that stuff like that. Like, you can't do. You can't do that. Like I said, it is clear as day. It is that you to be a journalist, you don't have to go ahead and get a degree or do media training. Not like it is. I've done it or am doing it or about to get it. I'm about to get my whole degree in this while I've been in media for so long. But that's a big deal. That's a big deal, or at least issue an apology or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, dang. But at least the lady they wanted to interview, they could have told the girls to finish interviewing him. Right. It was like, hey, listen, like, just stay if it's possible, or just like see her again. It's like, hey, we were interviewing somebody else who was a little bit busy with interviewing other people, but I would love to get the chance to go ahead and talk with you, and if you have a moment and everything, keep it classy, keep it cute. Hey, you're representing you and your company and your brand. It is that that you're working for. But Blackie Speaks, shout outs to you. Thank you so much for the video. Shout outs to y'all in the chat. Shout outs to you at home. And I will catch y'all in the next video.